Today I revise chapter 1, The Living World, class 11. This so, what are called living? First of all, this puzzle is there. Whom we can call living and whom we can call non-living. This is the thing. Now, there are certain characteristics. By knowing those characteristics only, we can say whether a thing is living or non-living. For example, if a thing can grow, or if it reproduces, reproduction, then if it has got a cellular organization, if it is made up of cells, tissue, organs, all, and if it shows metabolic reactions like digestion, reproduction, excretion, nutrition, these are all metabolic reactions which all living things show. And then consciousness, of course, is uh, uh, another quality or the uh, characteristics of a living thing. Non-living thing cannot show consciousness toward their environment, where living things can show. So some of the students ask me whether we can call a mule, which is a sterile person, which is an sterile organism, can we call mule as a living or non-living, because it cannot reproduce. So my answer was that mule is a living thing. Some living organism cannot reproduce, like mule and some worker bees, etc. They are sterile, so still they are living. So reproduction cannot be a defining property. Another student asked me, you said that metabolism is a living characteristics, but when we conduct some metabolic reaction in a test tube, can the test tube be called a living thing? I answered them, no, it is not a living thing, though the reaction is living reaction, but the test tube is not living. In the living things, inside the living thing, whatever reactions are taking place, that thing is known as living. Then we know that there is diversity in the living organism. Diversity, there are large number of organisms in this world, plants and animals. This is called biodiversity. So this biodiversity, it is different. So it is very difficult for anyone to study them. If we want to study them individually, we cannot study them. So we have to classify them, and or placing them into groups. But for classifying them, first of all, we have to give them a name. You know that one thing can be called by different names in different places. Suppose we go in a country, from place to place the name changes, and also in the world the name changes from place to place. So this is very difficult to know what is what. So for this difficulty, there are some international code of botanical nomenclature which gives a name, a specific name to an organism or a plant or animal, and international code of botanical nomenclature. And for animals, there is international code of zoological nomenclature, international code of botanical nomenclature, and international code of zoological nomenclature, which give names to various plants and animals. And these names are scientific names. These are not one scientific name will be same throughout the world. It does not change. So that scientific name is also called as binomial. We can call it binomial nomenclature. Naming a thing by these scientific name is known as binomial nomenclature. And this nomenclature was given by a scientist known as Carolus Linnaeus. So Carolus Linnaeus gave scientific names known as binomial system of nomenclature, and according to this system there are two names of each organism, whether it is plant or animals. These two names are, the first name is the represents the genus, and the second name or part represents the specific name. So according to it, if we say Mangifera, what is the name of mango by binomial system of nomenclature? It is known as Mangifera indica. So Mangifera is the genetic name and indica is the specific name. So some of the students asked me, what are the rules of writing this scientific name? I told them, number one, they are taken from Latin language and they are written in italics. Second one, the first name always represents the genus or generic name, and second name represents the specific. Second name is the specific name or the depicts the species of the organism. And third rule is, when the handwritten, they are separately underlined, or if printed they are written in italics. And under separately underlined means the genus is underlined separately and the specific name is also underlined. Fourth rule, the first word denoting the genetic name should always be written in capital. So Mangifera, M is capital and then underline, and in the second one is the specific name is written in small letter, that is indica, IN. I is small. And or sometimes author's name also appears at the end of the scientific name, that is Mangifera indica Linn. Linn depicts or tells us about the name of the scientist who found it out, who given the name to this species. So Linn means Linnaeus. It was the Linnaeus, Carolus Linnaeus, who gave this name to Mangifera indica.